What's going on, Alabama fans? I asked you guys to double that August 2023 like number, and you guys absolutely delivered. If you are excited for Alabama football to be back in action this weekend, make sure you guys like today's video for me right now. Should be the first thing you do anytime you watch an Alabama football report video, so make sure to hit that like button for me right now. Just because the summertime is over does not mean recruiting has stopped. You got to keep those guys on board, until that December, January, recruiting signing time. And, there's a lot of guys that Alabama got on board during that summertime that they got to keep on board now. And there's still some more guys as well that they are going after, both in the 2025, 26, 27, and 28 class, if you can believe that or not, just that far in the future. But the first guy that I want to discuss on today's show is Caleb Cunningham and the latest on his recruitment. On3 reported that he will be visiting Ole Miss this weekend for their first game against Furman. And we've talked a lot about Caleb Cunningham, right? I mean, he's one of the best wide receivers in this 2025 recruiting class, number 14 player overall. Cannot wait to get him on campus at Alabama and see what he can do. Definitely think he's one of those guys that could possibly contribute to that wide receiver room if he can get there in the first year at Alabama, if he ends up going to Alabama at the end of the day. These are the 3 visits that he has so far lined up for the season. Like I said, he's going to be at Ole Miss this weekend while they take on Furman, but then he's going to be coming back to Alabama, catching that game against South Florida, and then he will be back on campus on September 28th for that game against Georgia. And he is also expected. That first visit against Furman is going to be an unofficial visit. He did tell On3 he is also expected to take an official visit to Ole Miss as well. And just because he's still out there taking visits and stuff like that does not necessarily mean that he's still got his options open and everything like that. This is what Caleb Cunningham said about his status with his commitment to Alabama. He said, "Nothing has changed. I'm still committed to Alabama. I'm just taking visits. Mississippi State is another school I will visit, and I could get to LSU. My commitment to Alabama is still strong, and I can't wait to get back." So let me know in the comments section, guys, of today's video, what is your confidence level that Caleb Cunningham will stay committed to the Crimson Tide? Scale it for me, 1 to 10, 1 on the low end, 10 on the high end. It is the pinned comment of today's video. Do you know what that means by now? If that ad comes here on YouTube, it's most likely going to come. Go down there to the pinned comment and scale your confidence level that Caleb Cunningham will stay committed to the Crimson Tide. 2026 5-star offensive tackle Jackson Cantwell listed 5 different games that he will be attending this year on his Twitter, X page, whatever you want to call it these days. So he is going to be making a couple visits during games this year as well. And look, this kid is one of the best players in that 2026 recruiting class. The number 2 player overall. He's a 5-star recruit already. The number 1 offensive tackle. So you want to get in the trenches early. You want to get to those guys along the offensive line and defensive line early. This is the way to do it. Also, the number 1 player from the state of Missouri. And I will say as well, Jackson Cantwell comes from a long line of athletes. Both of his parents were both Olympians doing track. His father did the shot put. His mother also threw in the Olympics as well. He's already 6'7", 300 pounds, so a massive human being that you can get there at that tackle position. He was in Tuscaloosa for the Cold Summer Cookout, so a very good start there. Getting him back on campus again is going to be a positive thing for Alabama. But his dad did go to Missouri, so that is one thing I think that is notable that we should look out for. These are the visits for Jackson Cantwell that he's got lined up so far. September 7th, he's going to be going to that Nebraska versus Colorado game at Nebraska. September 21st, going to be catching a Missouri game against Vanderbilt. Then he's going to be going to Georgia on October 5th against Auburn. And then he's going to catch that Alabama versus Missouri game. And then he will be at LSU against Alabama. So the way I look at this, 2 visits to go watch Missouri play, one on the road, one at home, and then 2 visits to see Alabama play, one on the road and one at home as well. I would love to get Jackson Cantwell in that 2026 recruiting class. Get right in the trenches early. I think, he's going to be a solid player in college. We want to give a shout out to our friends over at Factor Meals because today's show is sponsored by Factor Meals. And with football season coming up, guys, we didn't get out of the office last night until 8 p.m. So I did not have any time to cook, and that's why I use Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Meet your wellness goals thanks to the menu of chef-crafted meals with options like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, and Keto. Factor fresh, never frozen meals and dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. So no matter how busy you are, you will always have time to enjoy nutritious, great tasting meals. Make today the day you kickstart a new healthy routine. What are you guys waiting for? They have 35 different meals and more than 60 add-ons that you can choose from every single week, and you will always have new flavors to explore. Crush your wellness goals this month with dietitian-approved meals and ingredients that you guys can trust. Head to factormeals.com/BamaChat50 and use promo code BamaChat50 to get 50% off your first box and 20% off your next month's box. That's BamaChat50 at factormeals.com/BamaChat50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next month's box while your subscription is active. One more time, that is factormeals.com/BamaChat50 and use code BamaChat50. That link will be in the comments section and the description of today's video. Alabama will also be taking recruits this weekend. A lot of guys are going to be on campus. I think right now they've got about 13 guys, I think, that I counted, but there still can be more, and you never know. Things could change as well. A lot of 2026 guys, 27 guys on this list. A couple 2025 guys, but for the most part, you got a lot of 2026 and 27 guys. These are the Alabama commits that will be on campus this weekend. Currently, Darrell Johnson, 5-star linebacker in this 2025 class. Got Luke Metz, another 4-star linebacker in this class. London Simmons, a guy that I really like a lot. I think he's a little bit underrated in this 2025 recruiting cycle. You got Dorian Barney, a 4-star 2026 corner. Jabarrius Garror, also another young guy in that 2027 class. 247 Sports just put out their 2027 rankings. He got in the top 50 there. He's also the number 6 edge. Make sure you guys are subscribed right here to the Alabama Football Report. I cannot wait for this weekend. We will be live for our watch party. Probably going to go live about an hour early before kickoff for that game. So do not miss out. We're going to be doing a raffle giveaway. We're also going to be doing a lot of fun games and stuff like that. You know, you can put us on your phone, on your laptop, whatever. Hang out with us. Put the game on the TV, mute the TV. It's a great time. We have a lot of fun. So do not miss out. Make sure you guys are subscribed right now. That's youtube.com/@RollTideTV. Some more targets visiting Alabama against Western Kentucky. You got Antavius Richardson, a 3-star cornerback in this 2025 class. He's one of these guys that just he's rated a whole lot lower. You get on him late. Maybe you bring him in as a preferred walk-on or something like that, just to give you some depth at the end of the day. Ryan Mosley, the number 51 wide receiver in the 2026 class, also a 4-star. Amari Sabb, you know what it is, the little brother to Keon Sabb. He's a 3-star recruit in that 2026 class right now, the number 30 player overall. And then Zykie Helton. I know a lot of people in the, Alabama recruiting sphere have heard Zykie Helton's name. He's a very good offensive lineman in that 2026 class. And then Omar Mabson, also another guy who's doesn't have an overall rank in that 2026 class quite yet. He's the number 52 running back, a little bit lower rated. So another guy who could possibly just, come in maybe as a preferred walk-on. Some more targets for Alabama coming in for visits this weekend. 2026 athlete, not yet ranked by 247, Braden Rouse, and then Xavier Crowell. I think it's Crowell. He's a 4-star recruit in that 2027 class, and one of the top players in that 2027 class, number 6 overall right now, the number 1 running back. It's really good when you see guys ranked that high in 2 recruiting classes out, already coming in for official visits. Same with Xavier Sabb, 4-star recruit in that 2027 class. And I mean, by the time all is said and done, both of these guys, barring anything crazy happening, both of these guys are going to be 5-star recruits in that 2027 class. So cannot wait to see these guys on campus this weekend. If you guys made it to the end of the video, you are a real one and we appreciate it. If you guys made it to the end of the video, spam me in the comments section right now.